Hey guys, here with a new hero on Korean Lost Saga. This is Hero 144, Admiral Yi Sun Sin. I think I'm saying his name inappropriately, but I'm sorry if I got it wrong. If I got it right, more power to me. But yeah, it's a regular hero. You can buy it with GP, Peso, or what have you. So let's check him out here. So 4-hit basics, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth hit will do a nice stun feint. You can lift with your basic attacks as well. And if you lift with the basic attacks and have someone airborne, the third attack will do a nice bounce down, and the fourth attack will be a nice little knockback. So it's good stuff there. If you want to extend your juggles a little easier, you can use that bounce down and keep them closer. Or you can use that knockback to get a nice edge or get them a little bit more distance, because you can get close to them even after that. But there's no jump cancel, so jump canceling off your basics isn't going to happen. So let's check out the passive here. So your passive, it doesn't charge like conventional passive heroes. You can get it two ways. You can get it with your basic attacks, which add 4 meter each. So you can see there, 4 meter each. If you use your dash attacks, of course, it's a 2-hitter, so you'll get 8 meters. If you use your air dash, you'll get 8 meter of the passive. So it works neatly. Your hold D will also charge it as well. You can dash during the hold D. You can only dash one time. Once it gets over 50, you can trigger it. So I'm at 80 right now. So the 80 trigger will do a nice little long stun, which you can combo off of at your leisure. If you let go of your hold D charge before 50, you're just going to pretty much do a basic attack. But you can jump cancel out of this and gradually charge here and there. So if you want to be kind of tricksy, you can do something like that. And that's really helpful for going up to 80 and keeping your full 80 charge, because your 80 charge is a guard breaker as well. I can't really adequately demonstrate a guard breaker in my HQ alone, but it is a guard breaker. And it does lift off grounded as well, so it's a double bonus doing something like that. That'll extend your combos pretty nicely. So yeah, your passive, very, very useful. You don't have to always charge. You can keep up your aggressive offense and still get passive meter just by attacking. And you can also get hit, by the way. Similar to King Arthur in a way. You do get 4 meter each time you get hit. So you're getting that meter one way or another. So it works out really nicely. If I didn't mention that, which I don't know if I did or not, if you do just a simple pre-80 on grounded, you'll get a nice pop-up. So that's one way to use it on grounded. You don't have to have the 80 charge for grounded, but it's not really good to have the 50 charge for just standing opponents. So you'll need the 80 for standing opponents if you're going to use it offensively like that, creatively. So yeah, that was a mouthful, guys. Passive, very good thing there. So moving on to dash attacks. So you have a 3-hitter, 2, 3. Third hit will feint. So we'll double check this here, make sure it feints on the third attack, and it does. So really nice and quick dash attack as well. I mean, it looks a little bit slow, but it's actually pretty darn decent. Pretty nice pressure and everything, pretty nice. You can also use your hold D dasher, and this is a really nice pop-up. You can see there, it pops them up very, very high. You can do it on grounded as well, but it's not really going to get you much of a pop-up on grounded. Let's try to get a decent grounded hit here. So yeah, you can see he gets like kind of a mini pop-up. There might be a way to get him up off the ground if you can time it correctly. I'm not too sure. It looks like it's not going to hit the sword part if I don't adequately aim it. But either way, you can use your hold D dasher and just go into your air dash attack and kind of loop the two and do something like that. It works out pretty neatly doing that, but there's a limit to that. It may be an infinite, but I've been able to only get like 4 or 5 rotations of that string there. So yeah, you can mix your hold D dasher in between your light attacks as well if you want a little extra, you know, deceptive range here and there, because this set does carry a little bit of a trimmer which pops up, but the trimmer gives them a quick quick get up status on the dash attack, the hold D dash attack. So moving on to the jump attacks. So you have your light jump attack, half feint flincher, and if you do both of these back to back, you will get a nice feint. And these are aimable in the air as well, so just get these two, not too hard, pretty good hitbox on them, nice vertical hitbox, not too hard at all doing that. You also have your air hold D, which is a really nice stun feint, really long lasting as well, and it does hit grounded as well. You can do this relatively quickly too. If you do it on grounded a couple times, it will actually give you kind of a pop-up, which I'm not sure if you can juggle off of or not. It looks like you don't have enough time, but that can help your teammates. If you have really good teammates you cooperate good with, they can juggle off your air hold D, similar to, you know, like old days where Mighty Paladin people you could, you know, juggle off with Joker's ground and pound, or Mighty Paladin's ground and pound. But this is a lot easier because it pops up higher. And you can mix that hold D in the air off of your light attack as well. Not after the second one, but after the first one. So that works pretty neatly. It's got a nice big hitbox to it as well. So that's pretty easy to throw out there. So you can see the hitbox is pretty decent. So good attacks there. So onto your last air attack, your air dasher attack. So you dash in a direction in the air, you do this attack here, you throw out your sword and a little trimmer with your sword. If the trimmer connects alone, it'll do a nice pop-up, similar to the ground hold D dasher, you just don't need the sword to connect. And you can juggle off this, so it's pretty nice for a little extra range. If the sword connects as well, it'll do a nice half-feint flincher. And if you're very quick off of either of these attacks, or either of these connections, you can still ground hit, and you can get a few additional bounce downs as well if you're close enough. Seems like the trimmer is a little bit finicky with the distance you need to bounce. So I got about 3 bounces there, and it didn't bounce no more. That's about the most I can get off the air dasher alone, but if you use your ground hold D dasher either between these attacks or at the end of these bounces here, you can get an additional bounce. So you can see there I lost the extra bounces. So I can get 10 bounces before I go into the basic attack. So let's try that really quickly here. Hopefully I don't screw up. There we go. So yeah, I do that and then I do the basics, and you can hit the basics, I just kind of mistimed it there. So that works out pretty nicely there, and you can do the reset with the passive hold D and then go again. So it works out really, really nicely. So let's check out our defensive capabilities down here with our robot buddies. So weapon skill works as a half-feint counter. You have to trigger your attacks afterwards to use it. I don't think nothing on the armor. As far as I can tell, no ground recoveries. I haven't tested this stuff thoroughly, guys, but it's okay. It's okay. So you also have your counter attack as well. Your counter attack, simple half-feint, and you can juggle off that. It works out nicely. So check out the skills more in depth up here with Dev K. Your weapon skill, trigger it. You press your D key a couple times. You press it up to 3 times. The third time will do a nice little knockback. If you only press it once, it'll throw out 1 beam and it'll do a nice long stun feint. And you can press it twice as well to keep that stun still as well. It travels a good long distance there. It's hard to tell with just like Dev K there, and let's try it with all these guys here. So you can see it travels a good long distance there. Really nice distance on the weapon skill. Try it in this line here. So it seems like the third attack really goes the farthest. The first 2, the stun ones, don't go as far as the third attack. So interesting stuff there. So yeah, weapon skill, pretty darn nice. It does lift off grounded as well. As you can see there, it does like a little half feint. So that means people can kind of counter it still, despite you know, the first attack doing like a half feint. But yeah, so keep in mind of that. You can get skill countered by like Hawkeye helmet and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, good weapon skill, good weapon skill. Your armor, I just kind of mini previewed this a second ago. Your armor, you summon his naval turtle dome ship, which he innovated apparently in the Korean military, Navy. So yeah, this is an interesting skill. It floats around throwing cannonballs. You can edge people with that. It's very, very cool looking, very, very cool. As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem to do much more than cannonballs. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't think I'm missing nothing. It looks like just cannonballs pretty much. So move on to the helmet skill. Helmet skill, summon a bunch of soldiers. You got your spearmans. They give you a speed buff as well, so pretty nice there. And they do a little bit of damage, so good stuff there. Let's summon them on a crowd and see how they perform versus a crowd. I'm not sure if that debuffs too or not, but it's very interesting how fast they attack and how rapid they attack. They look like they're useful, unlike, you know, Monkey King stuff. And you get that nice speed boost as well, which is nice. So Trinket, you summon your archery squad, and then you shoot flaming arrows. The arrows kind of gradually move forward, so you have to kind of have the right angle of attack, and you can hit your D key in order to fire arrows continuously. So this can be a pretty nice edger, and you get the little flame status on someone, which can be nice. So yeah, it can be pretty nice using this one. So you can change direction kind of gradually. It's very, very slow, but That's not that bad of a skill. Looks like it's pretty good for long distance warfare, like on a smaller map. It'd be good for edging pretty easily, especially since you got that status effect. That'll shut down like Galaxy Road and stuff. So yeah, guys, that'll do it for Admiral Yi-sun Sin. I still don't know his name properly. I apologize, guys. But yeah, he's a really fascinating character. He's a good bruiser. He's got a lot of power behind his attacks. He's got a lot of variety, a lot of versatility. It's got a lot of combos he can do. I mean, you can keep it simple, do basic attacks here and there, which I wasn't doing too good at. So yeah, you can do basic attacks here and there. You can get in with your passive, guard break, go into a juggle. I mean, it just works out really nicely for him. I mean, using his passive even can set up, you know, infinite combos and stuff with other characters because, you know, you can use something like Earth Mage and, you know, Iron Knight Stab. It's something with a feint you could use off the, you know, or you can use this stun here. You know, go into an Iron Knight Stab, charge it again. Just, you can do the same thing over and over. Iron Knight Stab, go back to Admiral here, and then just charge this over and over after an Iron Knight Stab. I mean, it looks pretty cheesy to me. I don't know how they would balance this properly. It seems like it's a weird mechanic. I guess maybe they could put some kind of cooldown timer on that stun somehow. Like, I don't know how. It'd be up to them. But yeah, good basics, good long-range basics, powerful basics. Pretty decent dasher as well. You know, you got feints on almost everything he does. You got that long-range launcher there with the air, with the ground hold D dasher. You got your air superiority kind of attacks, which set up your good juggles and stuff. And you got your resets and stuff too. So it's just amazing. This character is very, very good, very, very good. You know, I can't say enough about him. He's pretty imba. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you next video.